Welcome to the Olive Oil Divine Podcast, your go-to source for culinary inspiration. Join Greg and Shirley Muller, owners of Olive Oil Divine, as they share tips, stories, and insights to make you a kitchen hero. From authentic extra virgin olive oils to rich aged Italian balsamic vinegars, we've got everything you need to elevate your cooking. Live divine.
Olive oil isn't just delicious, it's packed with health benefits too. But not all olive oils are created equal. Greg and Shirley Muller of Olive Oil Divine break down the nutritional perks and help us understand what to look for in the healthiest options. Well, welcome back, everyone. Skip Monty, co-host / producer, back here in the studio with Greg Muller of Olive Oil Divine. Greg, how's it going?
Hey, Skip, doing great, buddy. I appreciate being here, and Shirley sends her regards. And she's off doing an event for us, but she's here in spirit.
Oh, very good. Well, we'll miss her, but hopefully we'll have her back in the next episode. So, in her absence, this is something I wanted to address with her, but I'm sure you can answer the question as well. In our past episodes, we've talked about the health benefits of using olive oil. What exactly are the benefits of using olive oil in your cooking?
Oh gosh, Skip, there's a whole bunch of them, but I'll hit on some of the highlights. Olive oil is a great cardiovascular health booster. It's rich in monounsaturated fatty acids, which can lower the bad LDL cholesterol and raise the good HDL cholesterol. We have a lot of people using it for that, including myself. I use it for blood pressure regulation. It does help regulate blood pressure a little bit. A good true extra virgin olive oil has oleocanthal, which is an anti-inflammatory property that can help reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke. It's really a heart-healthy oil. Of course, it's good for bone health. Studies suggest that it may help improve the density and reduce the risk of bone fractures. It's good for the brain. It may enhance cognitive function and protect against neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. And of course, you can't forget it's a good gut-healthy oil. The polyphenols in olive oil promote healthy gut microbiome, which can help improve the digestion and reduce certain gastrointestinal issues. So it's just got a lot of good benefits that people are starting to learn about.
So I was going to ask what nutrients in olive oil contribute to health benefits. You mentioned a couple of things. Polyphenol, does that help not just with gut health, but also you mentioned blood pressure, bone density? Is that the same nutrient? The drop?
Well, the FDA did a study and they determined that 7 olives a day will constitute the daily recommended amount of the nutrients that our bodies need, just 7 olives a day. So God knew what he was doing when he created the olive tree back in the garden centuries ago. He gave us all we need just in one little beautiful round green ball of beauty.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So there's a lot of healthy benefits to olive oil, but I like to drown my bread in olive oil and vinegar, balsamic. Is that still count as a healthy choice?
Well, absolutely. Olive oil is probably the healthiest oil out there. Of course, it's a good source of vitamin E and antioxidants that support immune function. So, eat away all you want, but just remember it's always a good idea and also to keep account of your calories, calories in, calories out. While it's a good oil, you don't want to overdo it on the calories. And we list all the calories on the back of our bottle, and each one's a little different, but I would say just do like the people in the Mediterranean do. You've heard of the Mediterranean diet. In Europe, they go through olive oil 10 to 15 times more than us Americans do. They eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and look how healthy they are. So that has something to say about it for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, something that you hear a lot just in general is it's got to be extra virgin olive oil. How does extra virgin compare to other types that aren't extra virgin? And what does that mean?
Well, your extra virgin olive oil is going to be the first cold press. That means they've taken that oil that's the closest to the outside of the skin, which is the highest concentrated area of the olive that has the polyphenol that we want. So extra virgin is that first pressing just to get that little bit of oil around the outside. And that's going to be the healthiest. And that's called extra virgin. The second pressing is the oil that's a little deeper into the olive. and that's usually called virgin olive oil. And the polyphenols are going to be much less in that oil. So yes, you do want the true extra virgin, but you got to be careful buying that in the store. A lot of your major brands and what everybody thinks is a great brand is unfortunately adulterated with other oils, but yet labeled extra virgin. There's no laws yet in the United States about truth in labeling with extra virgin olive oil. So the consumer has to be really careful and make sure that they're buying from a trusted source and can get that information easily if they ask for it, which we do provide.
Well, what's the biggest olive oil myth? Is there a myth that makes you want to shake a bottle at somebody?
There's a couple of them actually. One, of course, is you can't cook with it, which you can, and we've addressed that in another episode. But by all means, cook with it. Use it everywhere you want to use it in the kitchen, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I do. The second one is that the olive oil is not heart healthy, and that's totally untrue. It's probably the healthiest oil out there for your heart. I reference back to the folks in the Mediterranean and over in Europe who eat so much of it and drink so much of it in their daily lives. Look at how healthy they are compared to us over here in the United States.
Absolutely. Well, Greg, I know you're an extremely busy guy, so I appreciate your time today to talk about this. And something I'd love to get into in the future is a question that popped up when you were talking about olive oil is how does it compare to seed oils like grapeseed oil, and avocado was not a seed, but avocado oil and that sort of thing. So maybe we can cover that in the next episode.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
All right. Greg, thanks so much, and hope you have a blessed rest of the day.
Thanks, Skip. You too. Blessings, brother.
We will talk soon.
Thanks for tuning in to the Olive Oil Divine podcast. Don't forget to visit us online at oliveoildivine.com for our exceptional olive oils, aged balsamic vinegars, and more. If you're local, stop by our store and discover how we can make you a kitchen hero. Until next time, live divine.